Now, the Queensland Premier Steven Miles, he's come up with a way to fix the cost of living. Hallelujah! He's written to the supermarket chief executives, would you believe? He's asking for a meeting. He wants to go in with the federal government. He wants to call for more transparency amid claims that they're charging too much for locally grown fruit and vegetables. You had the Sunday Mail up in Queensland reported that 30% of Australian fruit and vegetable growers might walk away from their farms because the supermarkets won't pay them a fair price for their produce. So, Joe, Steven Miles, he's got the solution. Send a letter to the supermarkets. That'll fix it.
Well, look, he's getting there. I've got to say, for someone who I've not been shy in criticising over the years, Steven Miles has actually done something pretty sensible, I think. It's not quite the way I would have done it. I've a couple of times said that there should be some kind of prices and wages accord, as we saw during the Hawke-Keating government, where unions, government and business sit down and you say to business, all right, we'll take you at good faith, we'll take you at face value, but if you're going to call for wage restraint, then we need you to provide pricing restraint. And the government in turn can, of course, provide some of those services that can mean the cost of living is not as bad for people without actually directly causing a hike in wages and that risking another inflation spiral. Now, it worked once, twice, three times, and I think it can work again. But I have got to say, I reckon he's got a point. Just over the last 24 hours, I paid $19 a kilo for a leg of lamb at a supermarket just a couple of clicks, a couple of hours out of Sydney. And at the Coles I went to just before this show, it was $8 a kilo. Correct. And at the Woolies at the very same shopping centre, it was $11 a kilo, reduced from $14. Now, those prices have come way down recently, but, you know, how is that happening when
but I mean, it proves the point. It proves the point. You've got to shop around, right? You've got to shop around, and I mean, the government can't lead you down that road. They've tried it all with petrol. They bring in all these apps. You know, the consumer has to look around and shop with their feet, and hopefully that can send a message. I know it's hard when you've got the duopoly,
I bought both,
but we do have to start looking elsewhere. Joe Hildebrand, Bronwyn Bishop, I'm sorry we're out of time. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.